2-0. High drive to center field. Back to the wall. It's gone! Bethune-Cookman wins the SWAC with a walk-off home run from Andre Martinez.
Coming up in extra innings, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats look to repeat as back-to-back champions, while there's some other big bats in the SWAC with championship aspirations of their own. We're breaking down the 2026 Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball schedule today on the Extra Innings Podcast. Greetings and welcome to the Extra Inning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Shepard. The Southwest Athletic Conference is a conference on the rise in NCAA baseball. The Division I conference features such powerhouse teams as Bethune-Cookman, Alabama State, Grambling State University, and we are here today for the Minority Prospects Extra Innings Podcast to break down the upcoming 2026 campaign. Now, joining me as always is my team of all-star experts. First and foremost, got to bring him on, the CEO and founder of Minority Prospects, Alex White. CEO Alex in the house. What's going on, CEO Alex? How you live?
What's going on, brother, man? Happy to be here, man. Let's go.
All right, we're going to push the level tonight because we're going to bring him back. You saw him on the first two episodes, Director of Operations for Minority Prospects. It is my man, Dez Stiegel. Dez, what's happening? You're back in the building.
What's up, baby? How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. Glad to have you on tonight. It's going to be an interesting conversation. And joining us new to the show, but definitely not new to MVP, is the president of Minority Baseball Prospects, the one and only coach, your favorite coach's favorite coach. Here he is, Reggie Hollins. What's up, Reggie? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Mike? Sure.
Oh, man, good to have you on here. We got an all-star crew, all-star cast tonight, and we are breaking down SWAC baseball. That's right, Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball. And we're going to break each of these teams down. We're going to give you everybody's list on who they think is going to be the best in the conference. And you know what? No better time than the present to do that. Alex, let's start with you. Let's hear your rundown of how you think the SWAC is going to end up this year.
Man, I never lose, man. I'm the biggest supporter of HBCU baseball and softball in the country. So you know my list is flawless, man. Number one, I'm going with Bethune-Cookman. They won it last year, man. Let's go Bethune. Next up, we got the biggest class in the world, UAPB. Let's go. Alabama State, Jackson State, FAMU. Number 6, I got Southern. Shout out to Crenshaw. 7, I got Grambling. Really, 1 through 7 can win it all. So I ain't even going to complain now. So mix and max. 8, I got Texas Southern. 9, Alcorn. 10, Prairie View. 11, Alabama A&M. I might switch that. Let me switch that up real quick. 11, I got Mississippi Valley. I got some inside information. And 12, I got Alabama A&M. That's my list.
Last minute changes in play here with Coach Alex's list. Now, he's always doing research every day, all day today. Today he was making logos and doing research. Pulled a little rabbit out of his sleeve right there with the flip-flop on Alabama A&M and Alabama A&M and actually Mississippi Valley State, flip-flopping them. So we'll see what he has up his sleeve and when we get to the breakdown. Dez, my man.
What's up, brother?
You gave us 12. Let's hear what they look like.
All right, I got Alabama State winning it. I just like what they did in the portal. The guys I saw in the fall, like the coaches. So I'm going to go Bama State. Bethune-Cookman at 2. Grambling 3. Jackson State 4. UAPB 5. FAMU 6. Southern 7. Alcorn State 8. Prairie View 9. Texas Southern 10. Alabama A&M 11. And Mississippi Valley bringing it home at 12.
Now, really quick, hold on, Shep. Goddamn, P must call you, bro. P had to call you because you went from Gremlin being 6 or 7 to 9
I went from Gremlin being 4 to 3. I moved Gremlin up one spot.
The G-Man special.
Well, we are going to have to get into this. Gremlin does seem to have some escalatory powers. You got.
I actually moved UAPB up from 6 to 4 too after talking to Alex. My research guy. So he did a good job persuading me to change UAPB around. So I jumped them up, but I definitely moved Gremlin up ahead of Jackson State.
Dez shaking up the list and has Alex shaking his head. That's some funny stuff going on. Remember, we're going to break it all down tonight. So do you think it's funny? It's going to get even funnier. But, I love the way that man sticks with his alma mater, Gremlin, finding a way to escalate themselves up the list with Dez and landing at a strong 3, for finishes. Well, that's one of them do the chant say strong finish. Strong finish, strong finish. Hey. All right, Reds.
Hey, man.
Look, we've heard Bethune-Cookman at number 1. We've heard those Hornets down in Montgomery, Alabama at Alabama State at number 1. Let's see. Are we breaking ice here? Are we tie breaking? What are we doing here?
Well, look, Dez played in the conference, so I'll give him that. Alex claimed the fame to be, the biggest supporter. But when you're talking about an HBCU coach here, HBCU long tenured coach here, I think I got a clue at how this thing's gonna pan out, man. I got some inside information. So for me, I'm gonna match Alex's energy because I feel him. I'm gonna start with Bethune-Cookman. How can you step over Bethune-Cookman and not respect the defending SWAC champions? Gotta give them an opportunity to claim, a back-to-back. After that, at number 2, I'm gonna go Alabama State. Just love what they do from a perspective of a whole. They addressed some pitching this year. Then number 3, surprisingly for me, man, I just love what Arkansas Pine Bluff showed last year with getting their opportunity at coming into the tournament. That was kind of historic for them. They have not made that tournament in a while. So not only did they do that, in the offseason, those guys went to work. They were ranked number 6, man, in JUCO recruiting. Whether HBCU, Power 4, mid-major, whatever it is, they were ranked number 6 nationally. So I'm going to go those guys at 3. Then I'm going to go FAMU at 4. Then I put the G-Men at 5. Those guys are going to swing it well. So I'm looking forward to seeing them take a leap on the bump because that's what was missing a little bit. But I hear they have addressed some things. And then I go Jackson State at 6, and I go Southern at 7. Jackson State and Southern, man, they're gonna they can flip flop, man. Because who knows, that 4 through 7 is pretty even there. So it just depends on the momentum. But at 8, I have Prairie View A&M, 9 Texas Southern, 10 Alcorn, 11 Alabama, 11 I'm actually going Mississippi Valley there, excuse me, and then I'll go at 12 for Alabama A&M.
Valley put the call in on it.
Yeah, Valley got some new guys in.
It's a lot of calls being made around here right now.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for that one right there, Coach Hollins.
Absolutely.
Real quick, and that's an immaculate coach right there, guys, because Reg just ain't gonna give you his list. He got to tell you a little. He got to give you a little something. So
gotta give him a little something.
I think he's ready for y'all in this breakdown portion when we get to that later in the show. So we've heard it right there. Two of our panelists definitely going with Bethune-Cookman to win it all, predicting to win it all. Dez says that Alabama State is going to win it all. I'm going to make the emotional investment right now in Alabama State. Had a chance to call those kids names at the Gump Classic this past fall with them versus Tuskegee, and just had such a great time in that electrifying atmosphere that I'm the emotional investment for me is there. So I'm gonna get on the bandwagon with Dez here and say Alabama State at number 1. and then we'll go into tie-break question with another panelist on another show to see who they think, especially when we get to having our next episode, which is really going to be a fan response episode to what you've seen here tonight with this panelist group and the debates that we've had around the SWAC. When we come back, we're going to do our Southwest Atlantic Conference breakdown that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned right here to the biggest little show in sports right now, the Extra Innings Podcast, presented by Minority Prospects right here on MP TV. We'll be back in a moment.
Black baseball, man, Atlanta, at one of the most historic parks, Gresham Park, with over 500 kids out here, man, just coming from Houston, red eye right to Atlanta, man, 500 kids.
Like Alex said, 500 kids, man, in the heart of Atlanta. We grew up here playing baseball here, so to be here today and get this opportunity to 500 kids, man, quite amazing, man. So I'm excited. The guys are learning. They're going to get to watch some college baseball against Morehouse and Tuskegee. Man, we can't ask for a better day.
We really want to thank our sponsors, man, Atlanta Braves, Adidas, Clear Lines, man, and Gresham Park for giving us the opportunity to continue to cherish and make these events free, man, for all the kids around the country.
Okay. Ah! Oh. Hey, I'm trying to get crunk. C-R-U-E-K. Tell them how we gonna come. Tell them why they don't want to. Tell them why they better run.
Welcome back to the Extra Innings Podcast. I'm Mike Shepard, your host, and I'm joined on this panel by my friends here, Coach CEO Alex in the building, Coach Reggie Hollins over here on to the left, and Coach Dan Stiegel. And if you missed the top block, I tell you what, we are talking Southwest Atlantic Conference. That's right, the SWAC baseball for 2026. It's going to be an exciting season, and we're going to give you now the breakdown of each of those teams. And what better way to start than with last year's champion, Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, won the championship with an extraordinary walk-off home run to win the game, to win the conference. It was huge, and just an emotional moment for all of those young people, and now to come back. Alex, let's talk about it. You say that they're going to be number one overall. Talk to me about these Bethune-Cookman Wildcats.
Man, I got to go with Bethune-Cookman, man. Shout out to Johnny Hernandez, man. We got to put the video up, man, when he made that Cuban coffee for me and Reggie when we came down
Yeah,
for our
he did.
ground level, man.
Show love.
You know
He showed
the only
love.
man with the small little bitty coffee thing, man, and mixed it up with us, man. It was crazy, man. So shout out to Johnny, man. We got to get that coffee. We'll be down to Daytona soon, man.
Salute, Johnny.
Man, I think Johnny gonna repeat, man, as the coach of the year because he came in and got a lot of guys returning, man. Let's talk about it. Pablo Torres was a big time expected draft guy last year as a junior. As a sophomore, as a redshirt sophomore, man, as a draft guy, we expect to get drafted, but had arm trouble a little bit. This year, they say he's fully healthy, man. Had a great scout day, looking for big things out of right-hand pitcher Pablo Torres, and then they got another arm coming in. Shh, don't tell nobody. They got Justin Morales. He's 97 on the mound. He topped out real high in that pro day, man. So, hey, look for him. He's the closer or coming in on the mound early. But, you know, Justin Morales is going to be a big guy. And then they got some seniors that coming in that's going to bang. Darrell Lee, outfielder, Money Newton, two guys that really banged last year. And then the guy, if we show that video, which will be the beginning of the broadcast, Andre Martinez, who led the SWAC in home runs, is coming back another year, man. He's going to bang. And then they got a catcher, Lucina, who's gonna bang and gonna have that plus pop time because they lost their senior catcher last year. And then they still got the guy who led SWAC in ERA, man, with a 3.08. Edwin Sanchez coming back, and then another pitcher that they have that should be a junior this year is Joe Core, man. So I'm looking for big things in Daytona. Gonna go down. We got to go down to Daytona, man, and get some good air, good beach, good food, man. So shout out to Daytona.
Those Whites definitely appreciate that. An exciting and explosive team down there in the beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. We are all super excited to see, especially when it comes to that matchup, that series between the Hornets and the Wildcats this year. Coach, before we move further, Coach Hollins, before we move further away from that, just real quick, 15, 20 seconds. What do we see in that matchup between Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State?
Man, you see first of all, an established rivalry, because you have to understand that the DNA of coaching at Alabama State is from Bethune-Cookman, so those things can get a little personal there. But when you talk about, Alex just gave us a great spiel on Johnny Hernandez and his ball club down at Bethune-Cookman. But when you talk about Alabama State, you're talking about championship pedigree with Jose Vasquez. These guys are used to winning in the conference. They expect to win, and nothing's going to be different in 2026. They have some key returners, and Fabian Santana, who's a sophomore, and they say he's their version of Kiki Hernandez. So if you know who Kiki Hernandez is, you can understand that he's like a Swiss Army knife, and he's going to be a guy that they can put anywhere. He's versatile. And then you have a sophomore, all-conference second baseman. So, anything in that middle being solid, it bodes well for your ball club, and Alex Espelot. So we expect to see big things from him. And then you have some key newcomers. I have to start off with Aiden Malpass, who's a Missouri transfer, and he's going to probably play that center field and that leadoff position for them. And so when you talk about a spark that can turn it over in the lineup, when that lineup is circulating through, 6'4" runner, so he's going to be able to flip some bags. So I'm excited to see what Aiden can bring to that lineup and getting everything started. And then you have another SEC transfer in Trey Calloway. We had an opportunity to see him this fall at the Gump Classic. Man, he looked special. He looked like a pro potential player. So I'm excited about his skill set because he's going to bring something truly special to that lineup. But one of my favorite stick-out players that they brought in was Miguel Orpiza. He is on the brink of being a 5-time HBCU All-Star for us. He transferred from Talladega College, and this guy has hit nothing but 420 plus during the duration of his year. So he has a grad year here. He's bringing a wealth of experience. He's going to be a leader on the field, a coach on the field. Anytime you have a coach on the field, man, that bodes well for you. You don't have to really, pay too much attention to that dugout. He's a leader. He's going to be a 3-hole type hitter, so he's going to really get it done in that lineup. I expect him to be one of the leading offensive players in the SWAC. And then quickly they have Braden Devine, who's a junior shortstop. Anytime again up that middle, when you can solidify the middle of the field, you're talking about having a good solid base. So Braden Devine is going to bring something. He's from Southern Union JUCO, a standout JUCO here in Alabama, used to winning championships, so he expects to win and actually deliver right away. Returners on the mound, man, you have Jaron LeBoy. He's a special senior, a lefty. He's the Friday night guy. He's the leader of the staff. He's a veteran. He understands how to set the tone for the weekend. Then you have Trey Power, who had a breakout fall. So he had a few he had a wealth of innings this fall and really used them to his advantage. And so I'm excited to see Trey. Then you talk about the newcomers on the mound. You have Camden Matthews, who transferred from inside of the SIAC Division II, Miles College. Shout out to Barney down there, Coach Barney down there at Miles College, man. He's doing a heck of a job, and this is a testament. His guys are getting D1 opportunities. So shout out to him. And then you have Zane Bloss. That's a right-handed pitcher. And to pull up the rear, you have Jackson Baptist, who's from out of Texas. He has a chance to be a weekend arm. That's what's rumored.
That's What'd you say?
I told him to keep preaching.
Yeah, Hey, look. And that's Coach. Coach gets on that soapbox, baby. And it's nothing but gems being dropped right here. We appreciate that breakdown. That was Alabama State in a nutshell right there. And again, we're excited to see those guys hit the field. Now, in our conversations, pre-production, getting everybody's list together, this next team that we're going to talk about had more movement than any other team that I've seen on anybody's list. You see them as low as 6 on some lists, 5 on some lists, but right amongst the top on Coach Alex's list. Alex, you have Arkansas Pine Bluff at number 3 on your list. Let's talk a little bit about them and what can we expect to see in their 2026 campaign.
Man, this is the second year for Coach Logan Stout, man. Shout out to Coach. That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I love in the SWAC, man. Somebody who's going to try to get it and try to win it and not just be good in the SWAC, but be good in the country, man. So shout out to Coach Logan for jumping in that portal, man. He's our portal 2026 portal MVP, man. Portal MVP Logan Stout for UAPB. Flesh over there, Dez. It ain't Grambling.
Oh,
it ain't Grambling. It ain't Grambling. UAPB.
Yeah, we just giving
it. UAPB. Shout out to Black Baseball Media, man. My boy in Chicago, man, he gonna act crazy because UAPB is finally good. They're finally good for the first time in 19 million years. So
he gonna go
to UAPB, man. Their baseball, they was awarded the 6th best recruiting class for JUCO transfer. So if you know about this transfer portal, you get some JUCOs and you ready to bang. They're gonna have some tough non-conference schedule, man. They're gonna go to Missouri twice. They got Houston. They got Arkansas State, so they're gonna be ready for the SWAC tournament. And let's talk about a couple of the players that came in, man. Jalen Porter, we posted him on at MVP Takeover, man, on our social media, man. He was up to 99 in the fall, so looking forward to seeing him dominate senior. Should get a chance to get in the draft, man, Indy ball, man. So looking forward to him. You got Joe King, who's one of the top players in the country coming out of high school, left-hand pitcher out of Tennessee, Vanderbilt commit, coming off Tommy John, man, looking for a big year out of him. Then we got Kenny Fabian. Last year, he was the 8th. He was first-team SWAC pitcher of the year, so you know what I mean? So you already know he's coming back and going to bring some thumps. So they got the arms. Let's talk about a little bit about the bats. Jose Vasquez, left-hand hitter out of Rice, Dan Small, played right field last year, batted over 300. We got Gilrich, center fielder, leadoff, because they got to replace their center fielder from last year. So the Purdue guy and the Beasley guy, man, coming in, transfer porter coming in. He's shipping them in, man. I don't know if he's getting them on the boat, on the car, and on a moped. I don't know what he got going on, but he's shipping them in. Give me some of that money over there, Logan. Then you got a kid from Georgia. You can't win without a kid from Georgia, man. You got Ryan Lamar, who's at Georgia State, plus fly to mid-90s. You got Brendan Hamlin, another returning from last year, left-hand pitcher from Odyssey College. Jack Haston, Luke Rowland, right-hand pitcher from Arkansas, Little Rock. Regan James, right-hand pitcher, 91-93. Man, I'm just going crazy with all these doggone pitchers that UAPB got, man. You can't win without pitchers, especially in that SWAC tournament. I think we need to talk to doggone Dead because they ain't never had no pitching since 1934, man. So,
man,
take some note, man, from UAPB, man.
That's fine.
Pitching wins championships. Shout out to Gremlin, though. They did win it a couple years ago, man.
Yeah.
So I can't.
We literally just won it. Thank you. We literally just won.
Shots fired across the bow over here, Dez. You're going to have your chance to tell them, what it's all about. As a matter of fact, appreciate that breakdown of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Just like you said, Coach, they have the sticks. They brought the momentum in through the transfer portal, but that bullpen is just something spectacular. A lot of guys on there with the potential to be sub 2 easily with high innings pitched this season, and especially when you're talking about going through the SWAC. So we're going to keep a close eye on them. Let's move on to the next team. We're breaking it down. It's the G-Men. We're talking about Grambling here next. Yes, this is your time to shine, buddy. We throwing it your way. Take the hat off. He didn't replace the hat with the G-Men hat. Turn it up.
In my heart,
man. Man, first and foremost, I like to give a shout out to Devin Pierre and James Cooper, the two men that gave me an opportunity to play at Grambling State University.
That's right. Shout out, James.
Major shout out to them. They laid the foundation for me to even be on podcasts like this. Devin Pierre, the best recruiter, best coach in the SWAC, brings back a very experienced team with the best outfield in the SWAC, led by HBCU All-American Trey Bridges. We got Cameron Hill, Martavius Thomas, and a guy who I don't know why people just forgetting about this guy. Trent Shaw is going to bounce back and have a great year on the mound for us. And we hit the portal and addressed that pitching need with Kewan Burnett, HBCU All-American, and Keon Guillory out of Wiley College, HBCU All-American. We got a good mix of young talent. John DiGaudio out of New York, catcher, MVP All-American. Charles Ash from Atlanta, shout out to him. He's down there doing his thing. But it's not about the G that's on my hat. It's on our jersey. It's about the G that's in our heart, man. So big shout out to Grambling. I didn't pick y'all to win it, but I'm telling you, when we get in that tournament, I just know what come with that. I know what come with it. So we will be there at the end.
Man, shout out to Pierre, man. Shout out to my dog.
Shout out to P, man.
Yeah, we got to give you a little bit, Des. Yeah,
the
we got to
whole
give you a little bit.
nation is behind Dez right now. As people pulling out tissues and stuff, crying, man, because that was heartfelt. That was sensitive.
Shout out to my guys, man. You know what I mean?
There it is, right there, boy. Them boys gonna play for you this year, Dez. I can tell you.
You gotta give it to Dez though, man, because what y'all won it 2 years ago, right?
We just won it. Shout out to Cam
so they hungry, man. They
put us on his back and win
at the Cactus Jack. Who sweet were they in at the Cactus Jack, man? Red. They was in our suite. I gave them when it was cold. When it was cold in Houston, they came in my suite.
We didn't ask you that. This is a SWAC HBCU preview show, not who got the biggest wallet. We didn't ask you that. That's one thing we want. You see, keep talking about money. Ain't nothing in Pine Bluff.
I take care of Grambling people, man. That's what I'm just saying.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
We love the G, man. We love the G, man.
Shout out to Coop, man. Moving up this year, James Cooper, man, former coach.
Absolutely.
Of Grambling, man, moving up to AA, man. Shout out to Cooper. You'll be in the big league soon,
sir.
Man, as a manager or as a coach, man, in the major league, man. Shout out to Cooper.
Most definitely.
Man, look, it's all love all the time here in this in the SWAC conference. And we're gonna keep moving right along through. Speaking of love, I got to talk about this next one. We're bringing them up. We got to go to FAMU. We're going to FAMU next. But should we go to Southern first? Y'all want to do Southern? Y'all want to do FAMU?
We can tackle Fam, and I'll take it.
Talk to Fam, man, because we got a guy who record. We got a guy who record our stuff, man, to save from FAMU.
Shout out to Roy Evans.
I tell you what, it's a lot of tradition over there on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. Big shout out.
That's right.
To College Park's own Marquise Grissom.
Yeah, there you go.
Big time Rattler got to send a shout out to Griff. That's what's
Can't
up.
miss that.
Quick question though.
And your boy Red.
Quick question, quick alibi, Reg. Can we switch?
What?
Can I do FAMU? Because I'm not doing that school from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Or Alex, you can take the school
understand
from Baton Rouge. I can't do it. I'm just
you can take Fam. You can take Fam.
I got to get Southern.
Man, dog.
I got to get Southern, my dog.
I can't take.
Yeah, no, Alex. We got Alex lined up for Southern.
All right, cool.
Go ahead, Dad. You can take Fam.
But yeah, FAMU, man, you already know they well coached with Coach Shute down at FAMU. He does a great job with recruiting. We definitely appreciate him because he's been supporting us from day one. We see him almost every summer as well. He's here in Atlanta. Like Alex said, you can't win without a Georgia kid. So we see him here every summer at our MVP event, recruiting, doing his thing. So I'm looking forward to the Rattlers being well coached again. They had a young team last year, so that experience should kick in this year. You returning sophomore outfielder Jay Campbell, hit 330 last year with 5 home runs. So for a freshman in the SWAC, that's instant impact. So look for Jay Campbell to do his thing again this year. You got Justin Cruz and Colton Riles, both are senior outfielders. So that should be some offense that the Rattlers can definitely rely on. And like he said, for UAPB, FAMU also hit the portal. So look for Miles Porter and Jackson McKenzie to contribute right away. But being in that top 6 here for minority prospects, you all have a chance. But they definitely have a shot with Coach Shue.
And to add a small tidbit to FAM, man, because I have a lot of respect for Jamie Shue and Coach Richardson. Coach Richardson, man. Yeah, they're just good, genuine people. They're good men of leaders. And when you talk about FAMU, man, those guys have experience too. You got to date back a little bit. The history of that program right there it's a winning pedigree. So when you look at the draft picks that come out of there, and then also recently they've been in the regionals at Georgia Tech, held their own. I watched it with my own eyes, and then they've won the SWAC recently in the last 6 years. So you talk about a ball club that's going to always find a way to be there. They're well coached, they're disciplined, and they play sound baseball. They're going to pitch, they're going to field, and they're going to hit. They're going to move runners over. You can never count a team out like FAMU.
Indeed. Alex, you were excited about the twins headed over to the FAM, the 2 youngsters that they got coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Jay Campbell, man. Jay Campbell won MVP of the Swingman Classic. The MLB puts on, man. He won MVP, man. Hit a bomb. And then you got Workman, who won the top pitchers in the country, who was a freshman last year, man. So shout out to FAMU, man. Like I said, they were young last year. Got a chance to win it, man. Like I said, 1 through 8, got a chance to win it, man.
Listen, we're gonna round out that top 7 that we definitely talked about right here with the one and only boys from Baton Rouge. The yellow, the gold and baby blue Jaguars of Southern University. Alex, let's talk about them Southern Jaguars. Dez, you got to hang in there, baby. Put your seatbelt on, cause
man, go ahead and show the little photo of Dez about to get in the fight. Dez was a hot head back at Grambling, man. Don't let them fool you, man. Man, that was crazy. Shout out to Roger Cador, man, legend.
Roger Cador
at the Southern's place, man. Shout out to my home dog, Chris Crenshaw, man. One thing we learned about Chris Crenshaw when I was first started MVP, man, me and who was on the road all the time trying to find talent, man. He started as a recruiting guy and then became the head coach. So anybody who started off as a recruiting, you know that he's going to get good players, man. So shout out to Chris Crenshaw. He had the player of the year last year. Cordell Thibodeau. Never going to end, man. Chris is going to recruit. Gonna show that pride, man. And one of the most prestigious programs in the country is Southern, man. So they might
talk about Ricky Weeks, man.
I'm about to say they had the best, arguably the best player.
They had the best. I give them that.
That's right.
Arguably, he the best baseball player to ever play college baseball. It's Ricky Weeks, man. Golden Spikes winner, man. That means was the best player in college baseball, and he came from HBCU. I don't know if it ever happened again, if it happened before him, man. But shout out to Ricky Weeks, man. Was in our first
coach of our first
HBCU All-Star game, man. Him and his brother Jamil Weeks, man. So shout out to the boys,
shout
man.
out to
Jamil, man. Shout out to HBCU baseball. We've been doing these jumps since day one, man. Let's go into this roster real quick. I can't say it without starting off with my dog, KJ White, man. He's an MVP legend. Started us when we was in Mobile, our first event with Tamara and Drew Johnson. We had KJ White. Dad is the head coach of Westlake, man. Kelsey White, man. Shout out to KJ White. Gonna be a 4-time. I'm gonna speak it into existence. 4-time HBCU All-Star, man. Shout out to KJ White. Always swinging it from both sides, man. Probably started second base for Southern. Then you got a transfer that came from FIU, Ryan Hunter, who may be that another draft guy just like Cordell Thibodeau. Then you got, man, shout out to my boy Ratcliffe, man, in Chicago. One of the legends, and his dad is a legend in Chicago with his youth program. Shout out to Ratcliffe, man. His son Jacoby Ratcliffe is poised for a big year this year. You got Quincy starting. You got sophomore shortstop that'll be Benny Biker from Florida, man. Looking for a big year out of him. And we got some guys from, can't do nothing, man, from the guy from the A, man. So you got Cameron Bird, you got Jalen Lucky, and then you got a kid that was a transfer from UGA and Missouri, man, Glenn Green. So we're looking forward for big things out of them. And then we're looking for the freshman right here. And shout out our New Orleans homeboy, man.
Kenyon
Hughes. And then shout out to another Atlanta kid, man. Pitcher. Probably get a chance to swing a little bit, but I'm sure he's going to get a lot of innings this year. Then Caden Brown. And then we talking about our HBCU All-Star games. Shout out to McDonald's, who's going to be our title sponsor for our HBCU All-Star game in Detroit. We are really pulling for Edward Gregory, a Detroit product that was in our collegiate league. We're looking for a big year out of him so that we can put him on the HBCU All-Star game that will be on our tour in Detroit, man. So shout out to Detroit. What up, though? Shout out to Kurt Mendoza, Foundation, man. So, Detroit, man, that's our second home.
This next team that we're talking about, we talked about the team on the highest of 7 hills, but we got to talk about one of the most live universities, and I'm talking about turned up universities in the nation, and that's Jackson State. Since that primetime wave hit the school, man, there's just a palpable energy out of that Jackson State, and it's matriculated to every corner. I've always loved Jackson State. They go back way where I go back with them to the 90s. Everybody from Banneker High School and College Park seemed to go to Jackson State when they graduated high school. Big shout out Corky Gordon and William Arnold, 2 extraordinary Hall of Fame, Jackson State Hall of Fame football players. Did their thing when they was there. Milton Patterson, who's a coach now for the New England Patriots, right from Southside, College Park, Georgia, coming out of Jackson State. But we talking Jackson State baseball tonight. Red, what can we expect from Blue and White Tigers down there?
No, man, I first off, any program that just openly supports us, man, and understands the vision and the mission of what we're trying to do when it comes to expanding HBCU baseball, you always got to root for them. So Omar Johnson and his staff, man, always opens arms when we come down there. I'm talking about they lay out the food spread. What's our favorite dish?
I was just writing it down, brother.
The pan trout. The pan trout.
You ain't from the Jackson, man. You don't know nothing about that pan trout.
They
man.
put
Harvey
us on,
Fish
man.
Hut. Harvey's
Fish Hut. That's right, man. A black-owned establishment, man. That really is phenomenal. But back to the Diamond. When you talk about Omar Johnson and his ball club, they're another program that has experience with winning. They've had NCAA regional runs. They've upset bigger schools, and they always play a competitive midweek schedule against some of the top schools, especially your Ole Miss, your Mississippi State. So they've competed in these environments. So when it gets to the tournament, these guys are pretty much ready to compete. So I'm excited to see some of their prospects this year. I just love the way he conducts his program. They're going to be well balanced. They're going to bunt. Shout out to Omar for actually presenting at this 2026 ABCA. He was one of the keynote speakers on the stage. So that's big to have a HBCU coach representing the country in front of all of those coaches, man, thousands and thousands of coaches. So I'll kind of kick it to Alex, man, and let him dive a little bit deeper into some of those prospects that we love that are returning.
Yeah, when we talk about a transfer portal warrior right now, man, Dad's going to tell you, man, when we was at HBCU, man, who offered everybody?
Man, every kid that checked in, I got an offer from Jackson. I'm thinking about going to Jackson. So shout out to Coach Omar for real. He hitting the ground. Yep, trying to turn that roster around.
Yeah, Omar dog, man, always going to be competitive. Like Reggie said, they're going to bunt, man. Let's talk about maybe the best player in the SWAC, man, the best pro prospect, Robert Tate out of Chicago, shortstop, man. Going to be big, man, 6'4" guy. Showed power last year in the SWAC tournament. So looking for a big year out of Robert Tate. They got a big 6'6" first baseman, Wilbert Perez gonna swing. And they jumped into Cali, man. And you talking about a kid that was projected a first round pick one of the top players in the country. Tyree Reed from Oregon State transfer, man. I'm looking for a big year out of him. Make sure he's healthy, man. But shout out to Tyree Reed. We got Pierre Cabral, the catcher, is going to be good. We got Diego Melendez at shortstop. At second base, they're going to rotate with Robert Tate. Going to be at second. Derek Roca, right-hand pitcher. Hendrick Torres, another DH catcher. Edwin Hudson. And Jaden Edwards, man, another right-hand pitcher. Then a kid from the city, man, who came from JUCO, Peyton Boyens. Hopefully they're going to have a great showing out there for Jackson State, man. One thing about Jackson State, they're always going to be in the mix. You put them in the playoff, They're going to be a 1 through 5 seed. Could be 1, could be 5. But they're a team that you don't want to play, man, because Omar's going to put a lot of pressure on you through that bunt. Like you said, the ABCA, he talked about bunting and how we trying to get to. So, man, shout out to Jackson State, man. We're ready to go see Jackson State, man. Jackson, Mississippi has turned into one of our favorite spots, man. Foodie areas, man. Shout out to Dion, man. We love it.
I appreciate that. Now, that Jackson State program, we're looking for some big things from them. When we come back, we're going to discuss the bottom tier, that fighting tier of the SWAC, and talk about what those teams would have to do to show improve through the 2026 season campaign. We'll be right back with you. It's the Extra Innings Podcast right here on MPTV. We'll be back in a moment.
Man, we right here in the Mecca of Black Baseball, man, Atlanta, at one of the most historic parks, Gresham Park, with over 500 kids out here, man, just coming from Houston. Red Eye Rat to Atlanta, man, 500 kids.
Like Alex said, 500 kids, man, in the heart of Atlanta. We grew up here playing baseball here, so to be here today and get this opportunity to 500 kids, man, quite amazing, man. So I'm excited. The guys are learning. They're gonna get to watch some college baseball against Morehouse and Tuskegee. Man, we can't ask for a better day.
We really want to thank our sponsors, man, Atlanta Braves, Adidas, Clear Lines, man, and Gresham Park for giving us the opportunity to continue to cherish and make these events free, man, for all the kids around the country.
And welcome back to the show. We are still talking SWAC 2026 baseball right here on the Extra Innings Podcast, brought to you by Minority Prospects on MPTV. I'm your host, Mike Shepard, and I'm joined on the show today with Coach Alex White. We have Reggie Hollins on here and Des Stiegel. Guys, we are back in it. Now we're going to talk about that the fighting fist. Let's just call them the Fighting Five. These are the guys that aren't at that aren't on our radar for the top, but that doesn't mean that they can at any point in time come in here and show us something completely different. But for these predictions, let's start it off first with let's go with Prairie View. Prairie View A&M. Reggie, let's go to you. Coach Hollins, what do we know about this Prairie View team?
Well, you got a new coach in town, Daniel Doolin. He has a pedigree from SWAC. He has a background from mid-majors. Just a workhorse. He's always been a workhorse assistant coach. So I'm excited for him to get his opportunity. I think he's going to be one of those coaches that learn fast, adjust to what the pressures are when it comes to leading a program versus being an assistant. But let's dive into some of the pitching that he has coming back. He has 3 seniors that have been on the roster in Kumar Dove, Bull Betty, and Isaac Hera. Isaac Hera is one that stands out to me. He was kind of like a Swiss Army knife. You could use him in any pitching role, and that's vital to have versatility inside of your pitching staff. So excited about those guys. And then they have a few transfers in, one from inside of the conference in Oliver Brown. Coach Doolin is familiar with Oliver Brown as he came from Southern. So I'm excited to see him get his opportunity as he had a strong summer in the Northwoods Collegiate League. And then you have a JUCO transfer, KJ Battles. KJ Battles had an excellent fall. He's low 90s, commands about 3 pitches, but his best pitch is his wipeout slider. So I'm excited to see him be able to close some games and have some strong inning legs for the Panthers there. Just the hitters, we have Mike Burrows, who we're familiar with. He's a senior. He's going to be that leader on the field that they need. He understands the program. He knows the program. Even with the new coaching regime, he can kind of help guide and be that coach on the field like we talked about earlier. And then you have Ethan Walker, Rylan Dunson, and Jordan Williams that bring a lot of versatility in that outfield. He can play all 3 spots. So I'm excited for this PV ball club because, like you said, the remaining institutions, they're taking a leap at bringing some new guys in. It's going to be a new day in these programs.
That's awesome to hear with them, and we're going to wish Prairie View the best of luck as they move into this 2026 campaign. Alex, let's jump over to Mississippi and Alcorn State. What can we look for out of the Alcorn State?
Shout out to Alcorn State. One of my mentors, one of my assistant coaches, Christopher Hernandez, the only guy I ever heard to go to Alcorn State. It is what it is. And shout out to Coach Hardy, man. Quick story. Coach Hardy's at Savannah State. I was at Armstrong State. Both teams in Savannah. Guess who dominated them? It was me. You know what I mean? Went 4 for 5, triple, double, single. 1 hit away from the cycle. But ask Jonathan Ross, ask Corey, that's who was the best player on that field that day. We know it was me, man. So shout out to Savannah State. Shout out to Coach Hardy, man. Second year there at Alcorn State. Gonna give Dez a little prop right here. Our HBCU All-Star last year was freshman Kanias Davis from Maynard Jackson High School in Atlanta, Georgia, man. Looking for big things out of him this year. Right-hand pitcher, outfielder. Looking for him to bring more energy this year, be a big leader on the field for Alcorn State. Then we're going to talk about some guys that they had that came in. Jacob Wingard, right-hand pitcher from Avon Community College. Up to 93 4-pitch mix. Then we got Keller Rivers, an outfitter from Sacramento State, from Waller, Texas. Then we got Rayford Adams, a returner from Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to Jackson, Mississippi. We batted 305 last year, 6'5" runner. And then we got Devin Curley, a left-hand pitcher, freshman from Goodyear, Arizona. Where did Hardy get him from? Who knows? But looking for this year at Alcorn State in the middle of nowhere, man. Up to 93 4-pitch mix. So looking for a big year out of Alcorn State. I'm gonna say they're gonna be the top of their rear and get a chance to get into that SWAC tournament. So shout out to Coach Hardy, big time recruiter at Savannah State. Looking forward to bring that to Alcorn State.
One thing about Carlton Hardy, Alex, he's very stubborn and he loves to win. I had to compete against him in the SIC with him being at Savannah, and we had some gruesome matchups. So hats off to Carlton Hardy. I look for a big change for Alcorn.
For sure.
Now we're gonna leave Mississippi and jump right back over to Texas. Dez, Texas Southern. What can we expect out of that squad in this 2026 baseball season?
So playing in the SWAC, everybody knows Mike Robb, the longest tenured coach in the SWAC that's left. Mike Robb has announced that this will be his last season. So I'm looking for an emotional lift with that, man. You can never take for granted a group that's together, the cohesiveness, the teamwork. So I'm looking for a young team that didn't win a lot last year to come back and really rally around Mike Robb, man, and send him out on a high note. Hopefully that's a SWAC tournament berth. There's a lot of good things going on in Houston. New facility is on the way. New baseball and softball facilities are on the way in Houston. So that's big for HBCU baseball. That's big for Houston. It's big for that program. So, but right now we got them on the rear end of things, but I'm pretty sure Mike Robb plans on going out on a high note.
We'll definitely appreciate that. And we want to extend all of the best of congratulations. Man, can we just take a time right here to give Coach Mike Robb a round of applause for everything. Yeah. I mean, we just talk about everything that this man has done for the game of baseball, all the young men's lives he's impacted, the things that he's taught people on and off the field, and And we just think about what he's seen with the growing of generations in baseball, man. It's just, nothing but the biggest tip of the cap to him and best wishes coming into this final season. And Dez, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that takes a team like Texas Southern and gives them an emotional boost and advantage going into this season.
Especially the closer they get to tournament time, you just know
they gonna run, they gonna hit. He usually lead the country in running, stolen bases, and they're always gonna hit. I think, last year when we just come from Grambling, they had 99 hit versus Grambling.
Why you had to say that though?
I'm just saying it.
I'll say this, and I know we got a lot of hits. I know Texas Southern got the best double celebrations in the country.
Yeah.
That clip still going viral. I can't remember his name right now.
He was from the Bahamas, man. My boy.
Yeah, he was.
He was the player of the year 2 years ago.
They're gonna have the energy. They gonna play well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you said though, the generations for Mike Robb. Just to end on this, he actually gave one of my players a chance to play college baseball in Tyler Williams.
He did.
Tyler went down
Had
there
a great time.
Years,
That's right.
Got a degree.
Right.
So big shout out to Mike Robb, man. You will be missed, brother.
For sure.
For sure. Now we're gonna keep the party rocking like a cutoff stocking and move to our next team, and that is those Bulldogs from Alabama A&M.
Man, shout out to Alabama A&M, man. We'll collab on this, man, because we're one of our guys, man. This is his first real year, correct, guys?
Yep.
His first year as the head coach, man. Looking for big things. He should have a heavy senior class, especially in that outfield. One thing that they did last year in the Travis Scott Classic at Astro Stadium, man, they played hard under Winslow, man. So look for big things out of Alabama A&M, man. Miles Jackson, Hammond, he'll be coming back from an injury, man. Kid can really swing it. Anthony Mateo will be coming back. Said that they have some arms that came in and a lot of transfers. So, man, I think it's a great job. Alabama A&M, great location, Huntsville, a growing area. Looking for big things out of him. Gonna surprise a lot of guys with how hard that team plays on defense and hitting wise, man. So looking forward to seeing how they look.
I'm excited to see Virgil. I think it's Virgil Heath from Georgia State. So right-handed arm. So
for sure.
Coach thinks highly of him.
Well, it's going to be a new look Alabama A&M Bulldogs team, and so we're all excited. And I'm going to say about them, as I'm going to say about this, with the information and the enthusiasm that you guys have come in and switching your list up with today about this next team, Mississippi Valley State. I'm really going to say that these might be the two sleepers that you really, really have to worry about with the movement that we've been seeing, the fact that you have a reinvented, fresh program in Alabama A&M. But let's talk about this Mississippi Valley State team and what they've done with this portal to really change the narrative around what's going on there.
Well, I'll say this to set Reggie up. So the call was made shortly before we got on air. So Delta Devils, don't feel disrespected, but I wasn't aware of the information Reggie got, but I heard some good things. But that's another thing about one of these teams that you don't really hear about or see. They're working in the silence. They're just getting better and better and better. So I know I'm going to kick it to our inside source, Reggie Hollins, who can provide the exact details on what we can look for from a new look Mississippi Valley team. Yeah,
well, last year, man, you saw a pedigree with Coach CJ Bilbrey coming in from Harry Stowe at Division II out of the St. Louis area. He came in with a lot of energy, and you could tell he was shifting the atmosphere in the program. So I'm excited to see what he's getting ready to do year two. And then just also hearing a little bit about who he's bringing in. He has a kid, Eric Williams, who's from the St. Louis, Missouri area. So he's bringing some of those kids in. He also has a kid out of Chicago, Kendall Brookins, that he's looking forward to coming back and giving good things. But the player he's excited the most about has some key accolades. He hit 354 at his previous place. He had 24 walks, and he's one of those guys in the lineup that's a tough out because he has patient at bats. He understands where his pitch is, what he's looking for, and he has a great approach in Tanner Oki, and he's a kid from Hawaii. So I'm looking forward. Yeah, absolutely. So he's a returner from the HBCU All-Star. Yeah, absolutely. He's a senior.
Yeah, looking for a big year out of him, man. Great kid. We're working together after his senior year, man, to bring MVP to Hawaii, man. So Honolulu, I'm gonna be doggone swimming and trying to find some good food, man. I know it's hot over there, and I know it's a little dangerous. They said it's not good in Hawaii, man. I can't believe it, but I'm gonna stay out of that way, and I'm gonna get me some good food in Hawaii, man. When we take MVP and MSP over to Hawaii, man. Shout out to Tanner.
That's right. I'm on the broadcast, so I'll be right there with you. You can catch me on the beach, or you can catch me chilling in the pool. All right, so that concludes our round off. Now, after hearing everything that we heard, is there anybody else that wants to go on record and change their number one pick to win it?
No, I think I'm gonna stay put, guys. I'm gonna stay put, but don't cook me, man. I gotta give him a chance. Anybody
want to drop any other teams down on their list and move them up? Besides Alex dropping Grambling down, anybody else?
Man, we'll see. The whole list will change, man, after that first 2 weeks, man. After we get a chance to see him in Andre Dawson.
Yeah, we may have to do this again mid-season. And then
mid-season. Dawson too early, man. Everybody figuring out.
No, mid-season. Because everybody pitching gonna look good early.
Yeah, mid-season we get a chance to see what everybody got.
Let the wear and tear get on them a little bit and see who has the best strength and conditioning program.
We gonna see who can really hit.
Well, we're gonna keep a running tab and keep you guys posted on how everybody's standings are doing.
That's right.
Based off of the list that they gave here tonight. And then I'm excited to get back on our next episode as we're gonna do the live chat, and we're gonna get on and we're gonna open it up to the fans to come on, offer their commentary through the chat on the MPTV YouTube channel, and really break down and get an overall consensus on where the people at. Because that's one of the primary things that we want to touch on this 2026 campaign. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what city you're in that these schools are playing in. We want you to come out and support the MVP, MSP events. We want to see people in the stadium supporting, screaming fanatically at these individuals. And we want to see you packing the stadium at these HBCU games. And we're not just talking about the Friday game and the Saturday game. We want to see you there on the Monday afternoons and the Wednesdays and the Tuesdays, and show these guys that you really have their back. It's been an awesome show. I want to thank our panelists here, Coach Reggie Hollins, Coach Dez Stiegel, CEO Alex, all for coming on today and giving their opinion. We missed your name, don't worry, because we ain't missed your fame. We know that you're still in the game, and we're going to call your name. That's a little Jesse Jackson for y'all right now. That's a little Jesse Jackson.
Hey, shout out to the HBCU All-Star Tour presented by Minority Prospects, man. We are coming to 3 cities. We got the Kannapolis, Charlotte area we're excited about, man. A lot of momentum going there. And then we have Atlanta, Georgia. That's the home base. That's where we're born and raised. And then we also have Detroit, Michigan, man, which is one of our favorite stops, man. So shout out to the HBCU All-Star Tour that's on the way. So this is all momentum into a great summer.
Don't forget to get your gear. MinorityProspects.com is where you can find everything. MPTV is where you can find the show. I'm Mike Shepard. On behalf of everybody on the show, we appreciate you for turning in to the Extra Innings Podcast. We'll see you the next time right here. Let's go.